So set 7.5 is coming out today. I personally could not be more excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people got kind of tired of 7 towards the end of it. But fun fact, if you were tired of dragons, they are back in full force. There's like freaking 13 dragons now or something like that. They added more. It's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna run down everything today. If you don't know who I am Muffin. I stream here on YouTube. I go over like TFT content, and I also stream on Twitch. So be sure to hit subscribe if you're interested in any TFT content. I do like comp guides and everything. So I apologize if my voice is a bit raspy today. I'm pretty sure I have COVID, so that's fun, but it did not hold back my excitement at all. I think it's going to be awesome, and I hope you guys are too. And yeah, let's get right into it. But we're going to start off with what was removed from set 7, then move on to what was changed, some things that were kind of changed, like some of the dragons and stuff, and then we're going to move into what's new. So if you're interested in anything specific, I'm going to leave the little video chapters down here below, so you can skip to whatever you're interested in. But I'm going to be going over everything that's changing between set 7 and 7.5, and we're going to start. Now we are going to be losing 3 traits. This is Rebel, Legend, and Trainer. I am hella down with all of these. Revel I felt was a bit toxic. Revel Emblem was a little bit weird. Legend I just think didn't exactly have too many uses. You obviously had Volibear, and maybe you can get an emblem and try something weird and unique, but there really wasn't too much use for it. And then Trainer was just, everyone was kind of getting nausea. And I'm sure the bug where you get like infinite nauseas was not fun to deal with. As well as all of these units, Corki, Sona, Jinx, Tahm Kench, Anivia, Ornn, Heimerdinger, Lulu, and Tristana are all no longer in the game. This is a little bit different for the Trainer units, so we'll talk about that later when it's more important. But then we also have a bunch of champions that are just gone, and there's quite a lot of them. This is going to be Taric, Aatrox, Ashe, Kayn, Nami, Shen, Thresh, Elise, Alawi, Ryze, Swain, Nico, Talon, and Pyke. Mostly I'm only going to miss Nico and Elise in my opinion. The rest of these I could take a leave. I'm perfectly okay with them being gone, especially with Thresh gone. Now we've kind of got half of a set where you can play corner units. Unless someone has the Blitz Grab Ornn item, it's going to be kind of nice to be able to corner your units again, which is going to make Trap Claw a little bit less useful, but that's fine in my opinion. Now, a lot of the traits that are still in the game are going to be changed quite a bit. Starting off with Astral, which got reworked quite significantly. Now, after every player combat, you're going to be gaining an Astral Orb, but the quality of that orb is going to be based off of the star level of your Astral units. So you're still incentivized to get a bunch of 3 stars. However, it's not going to be as easy, and you're not guaranteed to get a Varus 3 on 3-2. What exactly are in these orbs? It can be anything from gold to other units. I've seen people get 3-star Skarner by pulling them out of these orbs. And the more 3 stars you get, just the more powerful it becomes. But yeah, I think this is a healthy change to Astral, so that it's not going to be quite as toxic as it used to be. And I'm sure it also will avoid us getting any of these ASOL bugs or just anything weird going on. Assassins got quite a buff at 6 assassins. This is because you can no longer craft assassin emblems, so it's a little bit rarer to get 6 assassins since there's only 4. I am fine taking this if we give no more craftable assassin emblem. We do have a new Cavalier in Rel, so because Cavalier is a little bit more easy to get, it's kind of been nerfed across the board. It's a lot easier to splash now, and there are just more of them, so this is fine. For a lot of the traits, their increments have changed. Evoker is now a 2-3-4. Dragonmancer is now a 2-4-6-8. So you only need 2 Dragonmancer now to make a hero instead of 3. Guild now goes all the way up to 8. There is now a Guild Dragon, which gives MR and armor, as well as Jace will be giving attack damage and ability power. So now you can dive really deep into Guild, which is really cool in my opinion. This screams Twitch carry to me. Swiftshot is now a 2-3-4-5 instead of a 2-4-6. Shapeshifter is now only a 2-4. Ragewing is a 2-4-6-8. There's no longer 9 Ragewing, as well as Jade is a 3-5-7-9. So the 12 Jade dream is gone. But honestly, I think probably one person hit it all of set 7, so it's fine. And all these traits have now been rebalanced around this new interval. Of course, the numbers will definitely change throughout PvE as people find out what's like really good and really bad. And now for dragons, you can now have as many dragons as you want on your board, and it kind of works like Guild, where the more dragons you have, the more of different bonuses you get. So if 1 dragon is on your board, you get 500 HP. If 2, they also get 20 MR and armor, and at 3 you get 10% bonus damage. 4, you get an additional team size, and at 5, assuming you're level 9, you can have 10% additional attack speed and 5 dragons on your board. This is to help facilitate. There are a lot more dragons in the set. They added some 3 cost, 4 cost, and another 5 cost dragon, so I think this is actually really great. They also reduced some of the costs for them. Shyvana and the other formerly 10 cost dragons will be 8 costs now, while Deja, Siphon, and the other former 8 costs will now be 7 costs. The dragons from the 3 cost slot, the tier 3 units, will still be 6 cost units though. However, to balance having so many dragons on your board, it looks like every dragon was hit probably about 20%, which is really great for the game. Dragons really did make a huge power spike on your board, and it was fun, but as far as like competitive balance and a lot of like the high tier play, it made it feel so bad if someone on 2-5 hit like a Deja or or Shioyu. Now this huge power spike is going to be a lot different, and skill expression is going to be so much more involved. Hopefully you're going to be able to move between so many different comps and it'll all be viable. So I'm really down for every change that this was made. For item changes, Frozen Heart is no longer in the game. A tear plus a chain vest now makes a Protector's Vow. You'll get 15 mana at the start of the fight, as well as once per combat at 50% HP. Allies within 3 hexes will gain a 20% maximum health shield that lasts up to 3 seconds, so a little bit of tankiness, as well as shielded allies gain 30% armor and 30% magic resist for the rest of combat. So it's a new utility type of tank item, which actually sounds really good, as well as I'm pretty sure everyone's fine with getting rid of assassins with freaking Frozen Heart. I have seen someone still get Radiant Frozen Heart. I don't know if they're going to remove that, but as of right now, at least in some of the test games I've seen, it is still in the game and people are choosing it, and it's still a good old same Frozen Heart, just like the better version. So maybe they'll get rid of that. Maybe they'll keep that in as kind of like a chase thing, so it's a little bit less common as like a problem. But as far as a craftable item, it has been removed. Spirit of Shojin also has been kind of reworked a little bit. You now get 5 additional mana instead of getting 8, so you're going to cast a little bit less often, but you gain 30 AP, so that now it actually helps you do a bit more damage instead of being kind of like a weird item that maybe you cast a little bit more but you don't do any damage. So Spirit of Shojin a little bit more viable. Here are all the major item changes. However, I just really want to talk about the spatulas. Ragewing Emblem is now removed from the game, as well as Assassin Emblem is now an elusive item. You cannot create it. Special Bow is now going to be a Swift Shop emblem instead of Ragewing, and Special Glove is now going to be a Lagoon emblem instead of Assassin. A couple of augments were removed, including Assassin's Crest, High Roller, Makeshift Armor, Meditation, Funny Frontline, and Dragon Alliance Horde. They're a little bit redundant now that you can have as many dragons as you want. A couple of old augments were added back into the game, including Golden Ticket, Battle Mage, and Nice Edge. Reckless Spending was changed to Pay to Win, and Penitence, which was kind of a weird Jade augment. It made it so whenever a Jade statue was first attacked or dealt damage, it stunned a unit for like 3 seconds, but only did it once per fight. Well, now it also makes Jade statues deal double damage whenever they explode. And last for the major changes is Treasure Dragons being reworked. You still get your Treasure Dragon at the end of stage 4, however, only in 40% of the games is it going to be the normal Treasure Dragon. Maybe you get a couple components, an item, and some gold. In 30% of the game, you're going to get the Order Treasure Dragon, which looks like it's going to do the same thing. However, you're almost guaranteed to get a Radiant item, which is going to allow a lot of power into comps. And then in the remaining 30% of your games, there's going to be the Chaos Treasure Dragon. I haven't seen this in any of the test games that have been posted so far, but you can get a target dummy, and I assume just a bunch of weird stuff probably out of it. So Mortdog wouldn't spoil it, but I'm sure like emblems and stuff are probably going to come out of here. It'll be really interesting. I have full faith in the team, and I think that they probably did a really great job working and making a Treasure Dragon a little bit more interesting. You can still re-roll your Treasure Dragon, so it'd be kind of against the whole point if you weren't able to, but yes, in case you were worried, yes, you can. But of course, who really cares about the changes and what's gone? Let's talk about what's new. The new traits. The new units. Starting off with the new 6-cost dragons. Zippy is a new guild dragon that you can get at like tier 3 units and potentially 3-star by rerolling at level 7. As well as Nomzi has upgraded from being the little trainer summon to now he is the prodigy dragon, and he summons his own unit. Now he changes which unit type he's going to be every game, kind of like Mirage. There's a different Mirage every game. He's going to have a different type every game. He's either going to be Evoker, Cannoneer, or Mage, and he's going to summon the former trainer that used to be in that category as well. The cool thing about this is that unit, that summonable, also counts as a version of that unit. So if you play Nomzi and he has a Heimerdinger, that counts as 2 Mage. Nomzi with the Tristana counts as 2 Cannoneer, and same with the Evoker. So while she takes up 2 spots on your board, also gives you 2 of the trait. But now you also get to put items on your Nomzi and fulfill your Nomzi 3 carry dreams, which I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy. Another dragon being added to the game is Terra, who is a monolith. Terra is the only monolith champion. There is no vertical for this trait, and what it does is it summons 3 hexes on the board, and any units you put inside these 3 hexes gain 15% damage reduction for the entire round. It is my understanding that Terra themselves is not like a tank, but now that you can put as many dragons on the board as you want, I see no reason that you can't like have a Terra, Itis, and then 2 just other super powerful dragons on your team and just become really impossible to kill. I'm imagining a Terra, Itis, Shioyu, and then Alshin ramping up and just causing massive damage across the entire board. I think this is so cool. The other 2 new dragons are attached to a trait, so we're going to talk about their traits at the same time. The first one being Dark Flight. This is Tyrant Swain. Swain is still in the game, however now he is a 7-cost dragon for the Dark Flight trait, including Rel, Aphelios, and Rengar. The way Dark Flight works is the hex that is in the 3rd row in the center is going to become a Dark Flight hex, and at the beginning of the fight, the unit that is inside that hex is going to die, kind of like Legend, and 1 random item that is equipped to them is going to go on to every Dark Flight champion. So if you wanted to make a Titan's Resolve and put it on like a Sejuani, and then Sejuani's in that spot, you now have 4 Titan's Resolves that are on Aphelios, Rel, Rengar, and Swain, as well as they all get HP. It's important to note that non-craftable items such as emblems or Ornn items are not going to go on to the Darkflight units, instead getting what is called Dark Essence, which gives 150 HP, 15 armor and MR, 15 attack damage, and 15 ability power. Our next trait is Lagoon with almost entirely new champions, including Malphite, who's a Lagoon Bruiser, Talia, who's a Lagoon Mage, Kai'Sa, who is no longer Jade and is now Lagoon Dragonmancer, Zac, who's a Lagoon Guardian, Seraphine, who's a Lagoon Evoker Mystic, this is your Lulu replacement, Zeri, who's a Lagoon Cannoneer, Nyla, a Lagoon Assassin, and Sohm. And Lagoon units gain ability power and attack speed based off of how many you have in the game, as well as they summon a Sea Stone onto your board, and every time your Lagoon units cast, it is going to fill the Sea Stone and eventually you'll gain rewards. It's similar to the Astral Orb, except for it procs based off of how many times your Lagoon units cast. From the games that I've seen so far, it seems like this is actually very strong. I'm sure it's going to get nerfed. You can get item components, gold, and 9 Lagoon. I've seen people get Tactician's Crowns. This is a very powerful trait, and it also comes with the dragon Sohm, who is a 7-cost Lagoon Mage Dragon, who seems very similar to Deja in that she sends out a big wave whenever she attacks, and her 4th cast does damage to everyone who's been hit by her casts previously. Other new champions being added to the game are Nasus, who's going to be a Shimmer Scale Guardian, Wukong, who's going to be a Jade Warrior, Jax, who's going to be a Jade Shimmer Scale Bruiser, Lux, who's an Astral Mage, Zyra, who's a Whisper Evoker, Rakan, who's a Ragewing Guardian Mystic, Graves, who is a Tempest Cannoneer, Jace, who's a Guild Shapeshifter, and Pantheon, who is a Whisper Warrior. They've also obviously added a bunch of new augments to the game, including like crowns and souls for the new traits. Some that I want to point out specifically are Consistency, which gains double Streak Gold, Birthday Present, which you gain a 2-star champion every time you level up. However, this champion is going to be whatever your level is -4. So if you become level 5, you're going to get a 2-star 1-cost champion. However, if you get to 9, you're going to get a 2-star 5-cost champion. That sounds insane, especially because you basically get to not care about tempo, you get to level up insane, and you just get upgraded units for free. Hero in Training seems pretty cool. Now whichever Dragonmancer is closest to the hero on your team gains 50% of the Dragonmancer trait. Seems pretty cool for like a Volibear type comp now that you don't have Legend. And then Oasis, which every 5 seconds Lagoon champions remove all negative effects on themselves and heal for 18% of their missing health. I think Lagoon is going to be one of the comps to look out for. I think Lagoon is going to be so powerful going on. Those are the goals, and for Prismatic, you now have Lucky Gloves, which guarantees your Thieves Gloves items are going to be guaranteed items that are good on the unit it is on. So if you put it on a Leona, it's always going to be like a Warmogs, Declaw, or a Sunfire, something along those lines. And if you put it on like a Felios, it's always going to be like a Deathblade Runons or something like that. That's insane, especially if you get it early. Then you can just make as many Thieves Gloves as you want, and you can just have infinite just good items. Part-Time Assassin gives everyone in the back 2 rows the Assassin trait. It does not increase the amount of assassins you have. However, they will all gain the ability to do crit damage. So that's cool. As well as Age of Dragons. If you only have dragons on your board, every 5th attack from dragons fires a Dragon Soul Blast that deals magic damage equal to 15% of their target's max health. Gain a Nobzy, Zippy, and a tier 4 dragon. That seems insane at like 3-2. I'm so excited for the set. Honestly, even if the balance is disgusting throughout all of PvE, I am so excited to play this set. I think it's going to be so much fun. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If set 7 was as tiring to you as it was for me, maybe you're like really ready to come back. I think it's going to be great. But then lastly, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're like 50 subscribers away from 1,000, and it would really mean the world to me, especially because I'm going to be putting out content all throughout the PvE, as well as comp guides once the set is actually out. I'm going to be trying to help you guys grow and learn how to play TFT a little bit better, and that's what my passion is. That's what I enjoy, and I hope you guys all have yourselves a great day, and I hope to see you guys in the streams sometime. Anyways, have a good one. Peace.